Hello, you are listening to WICR, and this is the
What's Happening with Nick, Ross, and Carlos show.
minus Nick, because he will not be returning this semester.
We might as well call this Season 2, Ross and Carlos's Chronicles.
Ross, yes, that's exactly what we're going to call it. So, Carlos, how was your summer?
My summer was, it was very eventful. It was part-time stressful and part-time exciting.
That's good. What'd you do over the summer that was part-time stressful, part-time exciting?
It wasn't really something I was doing that was making me stressful, but essentially, this is a very relatable subject to those people who had like a similar issue as mine, in which like their GPA wasn't high enough to really keep their scholarship. So essentially, I was kind of like crying myself into a corner, like terrified about like I don't know what to do. No funding. What am I supposed to do?
So I hope everything handled themselves. You're here.
Yeah.
You're at Iona. You're learning. You're getting educated.
Yes, I'm getting educated. Yes, Ross.
So that's good. I'm glad everything worked themselves out.
But the exciting portion was essentially I was able to go to BronyCon for a third time, essentially.
Okay, so you're going to have to break down what BronyCon is for me.
BronyCon is this convention for people who love the show My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, as I mentioned before last semester. BronyCon is essentially like the largest convention. You know, like those conventions for TV shows such as like
Comic-Con and stuff.
Comic-Con, Star Trek cons and such. BronyCon is essentially like one of the newest convention types because of like the recent show, and it just recently hit above 10,000 attendees this year.
10,000, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and they confidently announced that next year's convention is going to be happening earlier, as in early July, instead of like their usual August start date.
Well, that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so what, you said you had a two-part segment for us today, Carlos?
Yeah, well, the two-part segment is, the first part is talking about our summer, so I might want to inquire about your summer.
Inquire about my summer? I was working a lot. I did some landscaping. I was an usher. I did a lot of catering toward the end, and I was still doing some catering recently. So, yeah, my summer was good. I worked like a dog, though. It stunk. Did you do any working, Carlos?
I didn't do any work at all, Ross.
That's good. That's fun. That's a lot of fun.
Well,
Don't sound bummed.
it's like I couldn't really start to like apply myself to jobs because, as I said before, I had a low GPA during that time, so it would be very bothersome. And even still, like I was still very comfortable about how I was situated for the moment. Like basically, like that's probably gonna be like my last summer without like any sort of like a job. Probably by like the start of this summer, I might be like in an internship or such.
Yeah, let's hope so. I was also looking for an internship to no avail. It's hard out there. It's tough.
Yeah.
Competitive.
Seriously, we're still in that Great Recession.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So Ross, did you find any TV shows interesting during the summer?
Well, I was watching a lot of The Office this summer, which I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed The Office. It was a fun ride. The early seasons aren't great, but I actually like it after Michael Scott leaves, which is very, very debatable. A lot of people like Michael Scott. They adore Michael Scott, and they think he was the whole Office, and it was never the same without him.
Hey, you know, polarizing opinions, you know?
Yeah.
Everyone's got to have at least one of them, right?
Yeah, definitely.
For me, like
Yeah, did you get into any shows? Any new shows you want to tell our viewers about?
Yeah, well, essentially, I started watching this new Disney cartoon by the name of Star vs. the Forces of Evil.
Okay, what was that about besides Star vs. the Forces of Evil?
Well, essentially, it's about like this magical princess by the name of Star Butterfly, who, despite her name, turns out to be like this crazy hyperactive princess from another dimension who essentially was too out of control with like when granted like this wand that was given to her as like a birthright from her mother, who was the queen of this dimension. And when like she starts wreaking havoc, she's essentially sent off to like the Earth dimension to essentially like to be calm and master her skills with like this magical wand that is able to do a lot of crazy stuff.
Okay, that sounds like fun. That sounds like an Adventure Time like show where like a lot of shenanigans are going on.
Yeah, but however, like I feel like Star vs. the Forces of Evil goes down like a similar route to Steven Universe from Cartoon Network, in which like at first it's deceptively simple, but as the series continues on, it gets very deep when it comes to like character motivations, characters' reactions to certain injustices or like events going on. And let me just say, none of that, all of that has never been so clear except for like the season finale for season 1 of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, in which a lot of crazy stuff happens, and it shows like the intensity of like the connection Star has for like her first Earth friend by the name of Marco Diaz.
Okay. That sounds a lot like Adventure Time, at least. Like where Adventure Time, it's in this this like world that you know is complicated, like but like it's a lot of simple. Like the show, it has like a very simple storyline that like drives it forward, and that's kind of like why I enjoy it, because like the world itself is like a lot of fun to be in, but just the story just kind of keeps it simple, keeps it going.
Yeah, despite the world turning out to be a lot more darker than what you might assume.
Yeah. But it's still like very goofy though. That's why I like it.
I mean, like Adventure Time, we should thank Adventure Time for essentially bringing this new era of cartoons. Ever since it premiered in 2008 alongside with regular show, it brought out such great shows like The Amazing World of Gumball, regular show, Steven Universe, Clarence. I'm not gonna really say Teen Titans Go because really,
it's just very goofy. It's very childish.
No, it's very immature. It's like if you like the show, I give you kudos, but
it's really for children.
Yeah, for children. Even though sometimes it might give them mixed messages about certain moralities.
Well, I haven't watched it too much, so I can't really judge
argue
it at all.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh, not to mention We Bear Bears.
How is that? I haven't watched it. It looked good.
People might have assumed it might have been another regular show, but as it turned out, it's a very smart commentary about our current society with how modern we've gotten with like technology. And even though it stars like 3 bears inconspicuously living alongside humans, and the humans don't even ever question it, but they always put a distance away from the bears. But like the bears themselves have such very relatable characteristics. Like the main bear of the 3, Grizz, who's the grizzly bear, he's the one who wants social interaction from people by actually like interjecting into like personal of affairs that like other people have. Like there was like this one moment in which like there was a couple of people playing frisbee, and then Grizz wanted to like interject and wanted to play, but everyone felt awkward. Which also shows another moment of commentary, because like before, when our parents were like the young ones, people would have allowed a lot of people to like play their games, but as like it's our generation right now, we became a lot more shyer, a lot more interpersonal with like our groups, and not really allowing anyone else in for the fear of like an alien element essentially disrupts the harmony of the group events, which is very shocking to see, because a lot of people were very more happy like being able to interact with people that they didn't know before, but as time grew, everything just changed for the worse, I suppose, in those types of aspects. The show really does get into those types of topics, and I just really do love it.
Okay, yeah, I sort of know where you're coming from. I like shows that do that. That put like non-human casts with humans. Ugly Americans did that. My new favorite show, BoJack Horseman.
Oh yeah,
They do that.
BoJack.
I like BoJack Horseman a lot. We Bare Bears regular show. I haven't watched We Bare Bears though. Dimitri Martin, who's a very like funny stand-up comedian, he's voicing a voice on there. I think.
Ice Bear.
Yeah.
And guess what? He hardly ever speaks.
Oh, does he? He's probably very busy.
No. Here's the thing. He's purposely made so he doesn't really speak. But whenever he speaks, it's comedic genius.
Yeah, I'm sure. Dimitri Martin is just amazing.
Yeah, there's like only one human side character currently right now that the bears are interacting with, and it's this young girl by the name of Chloe, who's this little girl who actually goes to college at her age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, essentially
That's a fun
she essentially first met the bears when she was investigating them for a research paper.
That's a fun. Okay, so that's our first. We're gonna go to a commercial break real quick. When we get back, we'll be bringing up some news, maybe just talk about some current events. Keep it fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned.